Hey guys, it's Brian here, and welcome back to another review for the Horrorman Slashback Challenge. And the theme that Joe the Horrorman has set for this week is titled Remake Slashers. Now, for this, you can either review the original film or its remake. And the film I've chosen to review today, as you can see here, is the remake for Friday the 13th. This is a 2009 release. And now, out of the big three remakes that were made, this one I was the most skeptical about when I first heard about it. Mainly because, like, its most iconic killer, Jason Voorhees, wasn't really in the first movie. Everybody knows it was his mom. And for this to be a true remake, it really should have been Mrs. Voorhees as the killer in this movie. Now, the very first film, like I used to love when I was a kid, but I have like a major pet peeve with that film in that it's a whodunit, but it's a very poor whodunit in that they never really show or establish the Pamela Voorhees character until there's only two people left in the movie. So, most of the kills in that film are shot point of view, so the characters know who this person is, but we don't. But they should have established this character before that. That still bothers me to this day. And every time I try to watch the film, I try to see if there's a scene where she's introduced before the end of the film where she shows up. Now, this is something that they actually could have fixed had they remade this film. Only problem with that is the film was meant to be a whodunit. So the only way you could have done that is if you made the killer somebody other than Mrs. Voorhees. So, so with this film, I knew what they were going to do. I knew Jason was going to be the killer. What I didn't know though was that they were going to actually base this one on the first couple of sequels as opposed to the original film, which actually was a nice little surprise. You can actually watch the original movie, Friday the 13th film, and then watch this one back to back as opposed to the other ones where you're just watching the story being kind of retold. This is its own kind of thing. So the film begins with Jason seeing his mother being beheaded, and then it shoots to present day. The film actually starts in 1980, and it would have been cool had they had the whole film take place in the 80s. It would have been a nice homage to the series as a whole, which its heyday was the 1980s. Um, there's not really much of a plot to this film, but there wasn't really much of a plot to any of the other films as well. Like, essentially, we have a group of kids that are camping in the present day, and then they get slaughtered. And now the brother of one of the kids that's missing, he's actually looking for his sister, and that character is played by Jared Padalecki, who's Oma actually recognized in this movie from Supernatural. So that's pretty much the plot. He's looking for his sister, and he runs into a group of rich 20 somethings that are spending the weekend at this cabin by the lake. So that's pretty much the plot for this one. And Jason is out there, and this is his territory. And if you come into his territory, he's going to kill you. So I do like that they actually show Camp Crystal Lake, although it's been dilapidated at this point. And they even show Jason's home, and they try to work out how he can appear out of nowhere. There's all these tunnels that he uses and stuff like that. This is a much angrier Jason than I've seen in the other films. I also like too that he's not bald. Like in the Friday Part Two, he actually had hair. He even had facial hair. You see at the very end of the film. This one, he does have hair, some hair, not a lot of hair. They only show his face a couple times, and of course, it's all deformed. There's great kills in this one. I'm reviewing the director's cut, or the dubbed killer cut, which actually makes this the longest of the Friday the 13th movies. This one's almost 2 hours long. Um, Up until this point, the longest movie was actually Jason Takes Manhattan, which is 100 minutes, which actually surprised me. That's a long film, but probably because they had the boat sequence and then the New York sequence. That's the longest of the original films. There's decent kills in this one, lots of nudity. I think out of all of the big three slasher film remakes, Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, this one's probably the best. I still haven't checked out the theatrical cut, no, but I don't know if I'd want to if the kills aren't as good. So I guess that's it, guys. That's my review. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you all later.